Hey guys, if you're bumping into my channel for the very first time, so basically this right here is where we dissect Niger football meticulously. Trust me, like no other. And of course, I'm aware Rome wasn't built in a day, but God willing, and then with the help of, passionate Niger football fans like yourselves, yes, you watching me right now, yes, you, I'm more than convinced that this channel right here would cross the 1,000 subscribers mark and more, in little or no time. So that's the only way we can support this seemingly unsurmountable task of qualifying for the World Cup next year in Canada, United States, and Mexico. But as for me, guys, you can be rest assured that I would serve you unrivaled analysis that will keep you coming back for more. But that is only if you hit the subscribe button, right now. Do it now, don't procrastinate. So if you don't subscribe, all of us will just, activate the sit down look button. You can just look, no videos, no subscriptions, no video. Now let's dive straight into the critical analysis of Chelle's, that is Eric Chelle's 23-man squad list for the prosecution of the Rwanda and Zimbabwe game. So Eric Chelle has released his very first, 23-man squad as Nigerian manager, and I must stress it's an audacious list. Audacious with respect to the goalkeeping and midfield departments, while the defense and attacking departments aren't as contentious as the goalkeeping and midfield departments. So generally speaking, the list oozes a manager with a penchant for risk taking. So the thing about such managers is that if this risk pan out, he will be hailed as a genius. But if it doesn't, he would be hailed as reckless. I would hope the former, that is being hailed as a genius, that adjective is used to describe Eric Chelle after these upcoming games in a couple of weeks. So first, the goalie positions, Stanley Nwabali obviously remains, number one. He's proven to be, the go-to guy. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with his inclusion. I mean, literally, it's an obvious thing to do. However, the choice of the backup goalies in any squad, not just Nigeria, any squad in football, basically can actually make or mar the entire hard work invested in preparations on match day. So personally speaking, for me, in my own humble opinion, the backup goalies, Amas and Bankole, aren't as experienced and assuring as, a Maduka Okoye, for instance. And in addition to that, the choice of Adeleye as a backup would have been more, soothing, more assuring, basically. Hey, but like I said, I have decided to sheath my sword for now because I strongly believe in this manager. As such, I'd like to believe there's something he's saying that some of us from the outside aren't saying. Also, certain players have a way of playing better under the tutelage and unique footballing philosophy of certain managers. In addition to that, also, every manager has what I call, a visual representation of how he intends to play and execute games in his mind. We need to patiently consider all these, dynamics before we can start to be overly critical. Let's see how this goes for the first set of games. Hopefully it ends well. For the defense, there's no much surprises because the dropped players, Gabriel Osho and Jordan, and also Onyebuchi, they aren't, established Super Eagles players in the first place. The only Super Eagles mainstay dropped in this department, in the defense department, that is Zaidu Sanusi. And Sanusi, for me, would actually require an extraordinary string of performances to get crash into the team because Bruno Yemichi has almost, not really, but almost owned that spot at left back. Save for his poor deliveries here and there in the final third, especially he hasn't done too badly. But nonetheless, I hope Eric Chelle sees what I'm saying in the possibility of deploying a Calvin Bassey at left back. Because in modern football, in modern day football, most fullbacks, wingbacks are kind of gauged via their offensive contributions in the final third. Bruno is still lacking in this regard, if you are going to be honest with ourselves. Just like I've reiterated several times, Calvin Bassey actually has more in him than is currently made to do or made to offer from center back. On the left, he will actually replicate, a Celestine Babayaro kind of vibe of inoffensive contributions. And he's still most definitely gonna do a very decent job defensively. I mean, for crying out loud, we already have enough cover, so to speak, at center back for now, especially with the invitation of that very fearless and power-playing Igor Ubu from Czech Republic. I mean, his inclusion, that reminds me, his inclusion in the final 23 is quite laudable, and I'm very, very impressed with Eric Chelle in this regard. So guys, typically the midfield, as always, is where the biggest talking point lies. And I really, really hope Eric Chelle proves me wrong on this particular one this time. I do not want to be right, trust me, because if that happens, that's serious wahala for us. But because in my very, very humble opinion, I strongly believe even a 60 to 70% fit Fisayo Dele Bashiru and Frank Onyeka are probably better options in the central midfield when compared side by side with Joe Ayodele Aribo. Guys, this game is in Kigali, man. Especially, it's going to require very, very physical players to thrive. And physicality, if you ask me, isn't Aribo's forte. And I suspect he's going to struggle, especially making a return to the squad after such a very long time. At best, he shouldn't start any of these games. He should probably be deployed as backup central midfielder or as backup number 10 to Ademola Lookman, whom, by the way, I proposed as an ideal joker for these games, because this game is going to see our opponents pack the bus. I mean, they have absolutely no reason to open up the game. Why should they do that? We Nigerians are the ones under pressure, not them. So in such situations, you need a combination of technicians and workhorses in the midfield. Neither is Aribo's forte. At least not today's Aribo. So I am, most particularly excited about the inclusion of the Niger Tornadoes midfielder called Papa Daniel. I like the guy's name so much. So this guy is capable of dictating the tempo of games from what I call a camouflaged position reminiscent of Sunday Ogochukwu Olise in the 90s and also in the 2000s as well. I actually did include Papa Daniel in my starting lineup as one of two double pivots. You can check this video alongside Wilfred Ndidi. So while Ndidi ordinarily would not be my first choice, as I think is currently struggling for pace. However, Ndidi plays better when he has an energetic companion in the double pivot, as playing as a DM. While he, that is Ndidi, takes care of proceedings as a central midfielder, with very, very minimal dirty chores to take care of on his to-do list. So his inclusion as a starter is even more imperative. That is, Ndidi's inclusion is more imperative now, especially with the absence of Frank Onyeka and Fisayo Dele Bashiru. So as a result of Ndidi's experience, I suspect he will start alongside Papa Daniel. So Daniel basically would manage to mask Ndidi's shortfalls with respect to his lack of pace. They should basically complement each other perfectly. I like this lineup, and it's the same, double pivot that I did recommend in this video. Check it out for more, insightful video analysis on the Super Eagles. So guys, lastly in the attack, one thing is clear: we've got strength in depth based on the current form of Tolu Arokodare and Sadiq Umar. especially while we continue to hope Boniface finds his groove in the national team. However, Boniface has gotten enough, chance to prove himself in previous games. Now is the time to take a backseat, and allow other more informed players to show what exactly they are capable of offering. So, in my own very humble opinion, it's Osimhen, Sadiq, Tolu, and Boniface in that pecking order. So there's no room for excessive pampering and petting at this stage. So guys, this is a very, very delicate stage in the World Cup qualifiers where only the strong survives and only the wise excels. I really, really hope, I fervently hope Eric Chelle can stay wise while the players stay strong, because we're going to be needing the combination of both to turn around a very precarious situation and land safely in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So guys, it's gonna be, it promises to be a loaded year for Nigeria. God willing, I hope and pray we keep, soaring in the World Cup qualifying games without, dropping points nor losing games. So from my own end, I promise you to keep churning out very insightful video analysis. And from your own end, you should reciprocate by, supporting this channel via subscription, sharing, like, and commenting as well, because without your support, it could be extremely taxing, to keep moving on. So looking forward to more subscriptions from you guys, and you can as well look forward to more insightful videos from me. See you around, guys. Bye.